Ah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Embrace Healing. Although this really is for my Raw Dog Sports channel, but I figured I'd drop it here first before I move it over there. Um, so apparently, a situation that we all talk about occasionally, be it in back rooms, back chats, or publicly, such as this, or in barbershops, whatever. You had a player who got caught up going on Carlton Way. You had a player, a Browns player, second round pick, their first pick of the draft of this previous season, this off season. What's going on, Lewis? He got caught up. He got caught up in the worst way possible. So I'm going to play it here, and you tell me what you think.
The full police report from Avon in relation to the Mike Hall situation we referenced earlier. It was a domestic dispute. Jason, you've now read the police report. What new information can you share with us that we did not have at the beginning of the show?
I'll read directly from it for parts of it, but it started, according to the report, it started over Michael's fiance saying that her daughter from another man needed dental work done and needed money for it. Michael told her to contact the biological father. She did that, and the situation. So that's what started it, and it escalated from there into a phone, going through phones, and then Michael began going back and forth between the kitchen and the bedroom on the second floor, gathering.
Shout out, of course, to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. All right. Oh, I'm not subscribed to them here, but on my sports channel I am. But yeah, if you're a Browns fan or a Cavs fan or whatever, yeah, I'm sub to them. These guys are really in depth. They have former athletes. This guy here, he's a professional journalist. These guys come in, they show up. It's a legit show. Anyway,
belongings and throwing them outside, continuing to demand that the fiance leave. When she refused to leave the house, Michael attempted to physically force her out by pushing her from behind toward the door. Once reached the door, the fiance sat down, bracing herself against it in an effort to prevent Michael from pushing her outside. Michael grabbed her by the feet and dragged her on her back across the porch and down to the end of the driveway. There was a report that her arms, according to the police report, her arms were scraped against the concrete. During that, he took a gun and pointed it against her temple and said, "He will end this now." He, at one point, raised his fist as if to hit her, but she stopped him and pleaded, the kids. And the fiance's mother was present for all of this as well. And at that point, she began yelling to Michael to stop, so he left the room. He punched a hole in the door at one point. And so the police obtained a written statement from the fiance's mother, who her statement was brief, but it corroborated several of the key details of the account. The mother of the fiance stated that she witnessed Michael strike the woman's daughter on the head with a baby bottle, drag her outside by her arms, choke her by the neck, pushed her head through a wall, and broke open the bedroom door to drag her out.
This guy is 21 years old. He's 21 years old. 280 pounds. Right? 6'3", 280-pound defensive tackle. 21 years old. '21. And he was engaged to a woman who already had children. Now, if that's the route you want to go, that's the route you want to go. Now, personally, I get it. Parents, they try to stay out of their kids' business. sometimes you get overzealous. But the thing about it is I mean, just common sense didn't prevail on either side as far as him or the people who have known him longer than she has, because, or maybe it has, because people was trying to tell, um who was the guy that Brittany Renner had the baby by. People were trying to tell him, hey, yo, man, Brittany's a bop. Brittany's a bop. What are you doing? Brittany's a bop. He didn't care. I mean, look at his current wife. Look how she treats him. She treats him like Brittany Renner when she's tipsy. I mean, she was just ordering him around. She was worse than Angela Dean on 90 Day Fiance, without the yelling and the cursing, just demanding, telling him what to do. I mean, it's some guys just like that. Some guys are just wired to like being disrespected and ordered around and abused. I mean, you have guys who actually they pay women to pee on them. I mean, not to be profane, but let's just be honest. I mean, some guys just like that stuff. I mean, you would think in this day and age that, oh, let me put on music on. You would think that in this day and age that he would have known better. But these guys don't know better. They don't know any better. They live in a bubble. Especially athletes. Athletes are rarely on social media unless they're promoting themselves or checking up on themselves. I mean, they can be very narcissistic that way. Like Tiffany Henry. You think she don't read all the things about her, especially in those Dalton Facebook groups? At any rate, yeah, they don't really pay attention to certain things. They're too wrapped up in themselves. And here you have this 21-year-old dude caught up with this woman who's a single mother. Keep in mind, he's 21. The girl is talking about braces. So how old is this woman that she has a daughter that needs braces that he's messing with? When is kids usually eligible for braces? Like, what, 13, 14 years old? When the baby teeth fall out and their adult teeth start growing in, when are they eligible for braces? So how old is this woman? That he just apparently just threw his whole career away for her. Let's get back to it.
During the walk through the residence, police observed several indicators of a physical altercation. The door frame to the mother's bedroom was damaged, consistent with the description of the door being pushed open. Police found 2 handguns at the scene, lying on the mattress. There was a hole in the bedroom door to the main bedroom of Michael and his fiance, which matched the account of him punching it in anger. There are photographs of the damage, and Michael left and went to a hotel. Michael apparently, according to the report, lives with this woman, with the fiance. He left before police arrived and went to a hotel in the area before they got there. So that's what we know. Obviously, some pretty disturbing details in that account.
Did you say he hit with the bottle? He hit the kid or
The
he hit the
fiance.
fiance? Okay.
I was a little bit confused. I want to make sure. He hit the fiance with the baby. So there are 2 children involved. There's one from a previous relationship, and then there's one that the couple shared together.
Okay.
So the dispute that started it had to do over a dental procedure needed for the child that is not Michael's child. It is a child from a previous relationship, still a child, a couple years older than I think the child that they share is less than a year old. According to the report, they live together in Avon. They are engaged. The woman that's according to the woman. The woman told police that they are engaged, and that's what we know. Very
hold on, hold on, hold on. We gotta look up the girlfriend. Let's see here. All right, so they're not going to give us any images, but let's see if I can find girlfriend. Let's see. Oh, here's September 7th, 2023. Hold on, I'm gonna break it down. Let's take a look here. All right, so who is the girlfriend of Mike Hall? Yep. Try to bring it. Okay, let's see. Garbage. Whole lot of garbage. A lot of filler. All right, so apparently they say there is currently no available information on social media or Google about who Mike Hall's girlfriend is. Fans remain curious, but details regarding his relationship status are not publicly known at this time. Now that's from an article as far as 2023. Now they're not gonna. I hear what y'all saying. I know what y'all thinking. Well, click on one of these. They should get it. But the thing about it is, maybe TikTok might have a picture of her, but usually what happens is they scrub the hell. The news will scrub the hell out of an article. That AI, it will definitely direct you against. Okay, so here we go. So this chick. Hold on, let me kill the volume. This chick definitely look too old to be with him. Hold on. All right, let me stop. Hold on. Dr. Umar will be proud. Really? Well, he probably will. Yeah. All right, so this is her. That's supposed to be their child. All right, so this is supposed to be her. No, it's fine. I want the sad music to still be playing. Because it's a sad story. It's a tragic story. As long as you can hear me over it, we're cool. Or is it too much? All right, let me go back to the regular. All right, let's go back to the regular. So this is supposed to be her. All right, so like I say, this is supposed to be her. Now this is an NFL draft period. Our new favorite WAG. What I would like to see. Now this is what I'm talking about. This is of course all the backlash from some of the number one draft picks being the brothers being with non-black women. Right, finally it was snowing too much. Yeah, but now his whole career is in jeopardy. His whole career is in jeopardy. His whole career is in jeopardy. So the culture. All right, is that better? You say to me, all right, is that better? I'm sorry. Because the way y'all hear it is not how I hear it. To me, it sounds low. So I apologize. Here, let me break it down to 20. All right, so from now on, that'll be my new setting. Because I have it low enough to where I can hear it, but I guess it's too much for y'all. So I apologize. I wish y'all would have told me that when y'all had the chance, like a year ago. Say, sister, please stick beside this brother. Please allow him the space he needs to flourish and the support he needs to be effective. Please don't lose yourself. Please always make a way for yourself. But when nobody saying this about Jonathan Owens and Simone Biles, but you know, we already know the biases. This is what we want to see. This felt good to see. Love to see it. That baby is his twin. So this must be her actual page. Hold on. Yeah, so Kiera Johnson. Okay, so this must be her. Come on. Sorry, I know I needed the computer bad. All right, so. Oh, yeah, so this is her. So this is her, okay. I'm going to put her out there, but, you know, because, you know, she ain't buying no passport as a single mother, so he probably took care of that. Is this the kid? Not this one, but oh my God, that's how you dress. Oh my God, that's how you dress. But I guess this must, hold on. Is this the kid that needs the braces? Is this the kid that needs the braces? Like, what is, like, how old was she when she had that baby? Let me leave her alone. Let me get away. She trying to flourish her pockets, right? Right. She, you know, she flexing now. He got drafted. Yeah. This, oh my God, this dude. And I swear to God, I mean, I guess it's a matter of taste. It's a matter of taste with these young brothers, but if you know that you are, you know, at least in the first 3 rounds type of talent, I mean, as much crap as we talk, you need first round talent on your arm. You need top tier talent on your arm. Are you kidding me? When you're on those college campuses as an athlete, believe you me, them girls know who you are. They know who you are. They flock all over you. Why are you messing with going nowhere? I mean, you might as well say, you know what? I want to flush at least a fourth of my income down the toilet. Maybe half or close to it. 3/5 of my income, I want to flush it down the toilet. On stuff that in the end is not going to matter to me, because you're not out there buying Chanel bags and Coach bags and red bottom shoes and all this jewelry and stuff. None of that is going to benefit you in the end. Right. She won the prize, but how much of a prize is it now? Listening to the story, let's get back to it.
Detailed incident report. You don't always get this many details in a report. I was actually texting with another officer from another local neighboring city who was surprised at the detail in that report that was all released. But
and just to make sure I heard that right, will you read the part about the gun again?
Yeah, can I find it? Give me 1 second to find it.
I'm trying to process this all in live
crazy.
time. I want to make sure I heard everything properly before.
Yeah,
I want to read that part verbatim from the report. I just need a minute to find it.
Second round pick.
Michael followed her, retrieved one of his 2 handguns, either a 40 caliber Glock 23 or a 9mm Smith & Wesson. They weren't clear on which gun it was. Pressed the firearm against her temple and threatened, "I will effing end it all. I don't care." The fiance could not identify which handgun Michael used, but was certain of the threat.
Are you kidding me?
Michael returned after that to throw in belongings outside. Went outside. The fiance went outside and stood with her mother, who advised her to call the police. After contacting law enforcement, Michael locked the women out of the residence and fled the scene in his vehicle. and the woman crawled back in through her mother's window. That's how she got back in the house. So on the scale of not that big of a deal to pretty bad, this sounds pretty bad.
No, wait. Okay, so, I mean, it do sound pretty bad. To reiterate, the girl needed braces. Told the girl, go, hey, told the mother, his fiance or whatever, asked her father to get her the braces. Y'all two handle that. They ain't got nothing to do with me. All right. I mean, I guess you give him a gold star for that. But then apparently, I guess the guy came back with a no or something like that. So it all got into, well, let me see your phone. Because something he said, something she said to him, triggered him to made him want to see what he had to say for real. Like, there's no way. He said, hold on, let me see. So she didn't want him to see the messages. She didn't want him to see her phone, especially the messages between her and her first baby daddy. You already know what that's about. So she snatched the phone from him and locked it so he couldn't get in it. Keep in mind, this was all over braces. And he crashed out. He went nuclear. He snapped. Because he knew what we all know. Like, hold on, let me see your phone. That's why it be killing me. Like, you had them videos sometimes on YouTube, the trust videos with swap phones. And the one girl, she deleted her Snapchat or whatever or anything, or the one girl, she cut her phone off. Oh, the battery died. Like, oh yeah, well, give it here. Let us try to turn it back on. No. I mean, who is AutoZone? Who is Pizza Hut? Wait, why are you writing my best friend? I mean, crazy stuff be going on. So he crashed out. You say the baby daddy was like, let that ninja pay for the mother effing bracelet. I mean, yeah, since the baby mama is running around, he taking her shopping off of his, with his rookie signing bonus. Because, I mean, training camp, they just had the first preseason game this weekend. So, he done got his signing bonus. So he out here just, crashing out his credit card. He going whole wild with her, going shopping and everything. And she just, you saw she was posting it on the TikTok where they at the jewelry store and everything. Kids in tow. I mean, yeah, she definitely pulled the old school, and I do mean old school, secure the bag trick of having the dude's baby, getting pregnant, having his baby, if that's his baby. No telling what she was hiding from him in those messages. Clearly, if you trying to hide the conversation between you and your first baby daddy from me, what else are you hiding? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if this baby ain't mine, (6'3", 280), defensive tackle, 21 years old, putting guns to temples, whole career, maybe snuffed out before he even played his second ever preseason game.
Yeah. Well, we said earlier in the show we didn't want to comment till we had some more details. Obviously, we have new details now, Tyvis. What do you make of the whole situation?
It sounds like somebody that just took one incident and completely forgot about all the progress that he made in life and decided to just throw it all in the air. That's what that situation looks like to me. I don't know how he bounced back from this with the Browns at the moment. He definitely need to seek some help for sure. But yeah, that I think he might have played the one game with the Cleveland Browns. He might be done.
$1,500 is basically what this came down to. It was over $1,500. I'm going back and read it now. Altercation began earlier in the day. The fiance and Michael were discussing the financial needs for the daughter. Again, the one that is not his. The daughter required a dental procedure to extract a tooth, which was estimated to cost $1,500. Fiance asked Michael for the money, to which he responded that she should request it from the biological father. The fiance informed Michael that she had already asked the father, but he was unable to provide the funds.
Oh, really?
Michael, appearing skeptical, demanded to see the phone to verify her claim. Fiance, accompanied by her mother, allowed Michael to review the messages on her phone. Michael saw that the fiance had indeed asked the father for the money, but he became increasingly agitated and questioned why she continued to ask him when Zaya's father, when the daughter's father, when the child's father kept refusing. As Michael continued to scroll through her phone, the fiance decided to lock it, suspecting that he was attempting to find something to argue about. She also noted that Michael never permitted her to go through his phone, which contributed to her refusal to unlock hers. Michael's anger escalated and he began yelling, shouting profanities such as "Get the F out, get the F out." His behavior was described by the fiance as, quote, insane, end quote, which she found particularly embarrassing in front of her mother.
These situations, no matter, they never end well. You can have the best of intentions, and it'll lead you straight to hell. Straight to hell. Straight to hell. That's what he was doing. He was like, hold on. What else have y'all been talking about? Because clearly while he was reading the messages, something along the lines, and I guarantee you that the baby daddy was like, why are you coming to me? Like, you said you secured the bag, you got you a rich sucker, such and such and such and such, excuse me. He was reading things as he scrolled up, trying to get a grasp of the conversation. He started seeing things that started, making him go, wait, hold on. Why are you discussing me and money? Hold up. And she probably saw the look on his face, like what the hell? So she snatched the phone and locked it. You don't let me see your phone. Yeah, because I be talking. I'm Michael Hart Jr. I'm second round pick. Ohio State legend. Now here in Cleveland. You see how these people be running up to me when we be up at the mall or whatnot. Oh, hey, you're Mike Hodges. Can I get a pic, sir? Yeah, because with social media, it's not like before where these guys were nameless, faceless players, and unless you saw their picture in the news or on TV on SportsCenter, you really didn't even know what these guys look like. Now these guys got Instagram pages, YouTubes, all that stuff, TikToks. Everybody know who they are and what they look like. Prime example, they were showing the Baker Mayfield when he got drafted number 1 overall, and of course the second round pick was Nick Chubb. And Nick Chubb was all by himself at the airport and everything, coming to Cleveland. And one lone guy, little geeky white guy, hey, excuse me, aren't you Nick Chubb? Like, yes. Oh, I'm so glad, blase, whatever. Just one guy, one lone guy. I'm sorry, who's the star of the Cleveland Browns offense right now? Yeah, Nick Chubb. Baker's out in Tampa somewhere trying to rebuild himself. Nobody cares for his autograph. These guys are out there now. That's probably around the last time somebody of a high draft caliber was not recognized. You got Hard Knocks and everything. Come on, get out of here. It's football season. Of course he got chicks in his phone. That ain't none of your business. But this is now, we talking about money. We talking about money. Because I've been taking you shopping an awful lot ever since I got my signing bonus money. It seems like you just can't go a day without purchasing something. You say that baby daddy should have applied for a credit card and used that to pay for the dental procedure. He could have if he had the credit for it. What's going on, Jibber Jabber? What's up, Willier? Thirst. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. He handled that so wrong. But he's just like, you know what? I tell you what. Like, you know what? I tell you what. Like you said, get out. Just get out. Just get out. I don't care where you go. Just get out. But he got physical. He pulling guns. I mean, he straight up crashed out over a single mother. And his kid. You would have thought that because you see that baby was kind of a newborn. I mean, the Drea Michelle situation should have put him on alert. I mean, if the Brittany Renner situation didn't put you on alert, then the Drea Michelle situation definitely should have put you on alert. That's that's an old hustle that's existed, ever since brothers started playing sports and getting major contracts. So I guess you could say, the 80s, 90s? That's an old hustle. It's just, I think it's probably just as old as, women getting pregnant by one night stand guys or bed buddies in order to, apply for more welfare benefits. It's an old hustle. Instead of hustling the government, you're hustling the person.
So that's what started it, according to police.
Yeah, we've seen throughout the course of the last decade and a half, like domestic violence incidents happen in football, or off the field, but to football players. You think of the Ray Rice situation, the Kareem Hunt are the first two that kind of come to mind. There are a lot more that have happened that just ends a player's career right there. They don't get a second chance. Ray Rice never played again, did he?
No.
Kareem Hunt got a second opportunity with the Browns and had a chance to acclimate himself. What's being described in that police report is unacceptable behavior. Like, to hit a woman is, I don't care what the situation is, that's never an appropriate thing to do. There's never a right reason. There's never a justifiable reason. And I'm not sure how you bounce back from putting a gun to someone's temple and threatening to kill him.
Yeah,
I honestly, and I'm obviously not making a joke here. I don't know, in the realm of the NFL space in a locker room, like, how you bounce back from that.
All right, tell me in the chat, who is Josh Miller? What happened with Josh Miller?
I really don't. Davis, like, you've been in there. If that happened to one of your teammates and he had to come in and you had to look him in the eye, like I don't know how you would handle that situation, and it's a shame, really.
Yeah, it's that the whole situation to me, and I don't like really speaking on other people's stuff, but to me, I think Mike personally had to be more grown up in this situation, more mature about the situation. I mean, when you think about that, and like I said, I apologize if I'm speaking out of character. I know this is something that I shouldn't even be speaking on, but I feel like I need to say something about it. I feel like in that relationship that this is your fiance, this is the woman that you're gonna marry. You understand the situation that she has another kid with another from a prior relationship, but and he's right, you know, that the biological father should be the one providing for it, and I 100% agree with him on that. But if you're put in a situation to where when you're marrying this person, ultimately that partial becomes your responsibility as well. You know, whether it's your kid or not, you know, you still want to provide for them, you know, and make sure that life is good for them. So I felt like for $1,500, yeah, he could have dished that out easily. It was something that escalated. The part that gets me is it seemed like it might have been like a trust issue thing.
Right.
Because you got to go through somebody's phone, like it's like you don't trust the information that they're already saying.
Right.
And that part to me is scary. And I just think he just completely snapped, because when somebody snatches their phone back and lock it, it's like, what are you hiding? Yeah, what are you hiding? And
right.
he just kind of lost his mind over this whole thing, because to him, that's the person that he loves, the person that he's about to marry. And it seemed like she's being dishonest with him. So I think in that moment, he just snapped, and he never recovered from it. He definitely went a little too far. That could have been one of those situations where you just need to remove yourself from that situation for maybe a little bit.
Don't let one bad thing turn into multiple
you let that one thing just complete a domino effect that essentially could have ended your career with that. So I think at that point, it's going to be something that he's going to regret for the rest of his life, especially after just playing in a game. And like I said, he definitely got to get some help for sure for this, because that the whole thing is just terrible. Like don't you shouldn't even, and then to do that in front of kids and do that in front of your future mother-in-law, like that's crazy behavior right there. So
just that there's no coming back from that. Like
in
the relationship, I don't know how. I mean,
love conquers all. So I'm not gonna say the relationship is done, but
I mean, we all know
it's scarred. It's
definitely
scarred.
Still be together. I mean, look at Ray Rice. I mean, this chick was coming at him, and he cold cocked her, and they, married and everything. Cold cocked her, and knocked her unconscious, and they still went ahead and got married. So you can't really say that, but trust me, there are a lot of things that a lot of us, I mean, we could just go back and do things differently. Yeah, there are a lot of people right now. There are a lot of people all over the world. That's your own torture. Guilt is your torture. Guilt is your torture. You have to, and they say when you die, you have to relive that guilt, those moments over and over and over again. You're tortured by those moments until you, as you go through them again, you eventually get them right just by making different choices. It's the whole Dante's Inferno 7 gates of hell thing. Say any black man who saw a Kevin Samuel video would still be on that stepdad stuff. They deserve everything that comes with it. No excuses. I think he was at the Colts or some Midwest team at the end of his career after the Steelers. Oh, you're talking about the Giants kicker. I know you're talking about you say Steelers kicker, but he was the Giants kicker. Yeah, and what come find out, like what his wife was saying was that the Giants was covering everything up. Like she went to them and everything when he was thumping her up. And they was covering it up. They never I mean, she calling the police, black eyes, bloody nose, everything. And they did nothing. She finally left them, and then she, you know, say, funk that snap, bull junk. Ray Rice aside, most black men must have saw some manosphere content at some point. But they still chose to deal with a raggedy baby mama, no excuses. You know, for the younger guys who are under the age of 40, I mean, I feel so bad for them because, I mean, you're talking about men and young men of men, old men, guys under the age of 40. You're coming up under the umbrella of the No Child Left Behind educational system, where all you had to do was just show up and say here when they took attendance in homeroom, and then walk out the building for the till the next day, and they would still graduate you. They would still graduate you. You can see it in the way how, like, if you read people's comment sections, how easily swayed they are to believe what they believe. I mean, to bar out stuff that doesn't make any sense. I mean, the spelling alone. If I'm misspelling, I'm doing it on purpose because, I mean, AI is so ingrained into our phones and computers and etc. that if you misspell a word, they'll correct it for you, or they'll give you the check mark. Like, is this what you meant to say? Is this what you want to put in your lexicon? So you click the check mark to put it in your lexicon. I mean, my biggest gripe is people who they use the plural for a singular woman. She's a woman. How many women is she? I mean, I always ask that, and they just get so stumped. They have no idea what I'm talking about. The educational system is a mess. So these guys, they're raised in these single parent households. There's no guidance, there's no checking of homework, all right? There's no responsibility, there's no accountability. So they get out here, they mama is a single mother. So yeah, they have no problem messing with a single mother. I mean, the cream rises to the top when it comes to that situation. In today's society, you say, I'm no longer patient. Give black men grace in 2024, they still going to deal with who's today. That's it. Just making allegations. Don't get me started on Tiffany here. I did a whole thing in the Patreon with the Lori Lightfoot video. It's in the Patreon. It's in the member section. Speaking of which, for those whose Patreons I've subscribed to, there's been 5 of you. I'm spying, but I'm not spying on what you think. I wanted to see who was talking about politics and get as far as a grasp of the post counts. I haven't watched any videos. I just wanted to see what was going on. There's 5 of you that I did that to. So those of you who are in my Patreon, if you've noticed the past week or so, I've had an increase in posts because, I mean, you're going to make your Patreon pop. Yeah, from what I gather, yeah, you need to be more consistent with posting. So I've been more consistent with posting on there. There's a lot of stuff on there. There's a lot of stuff on there I've been posting. I'm going to stay on top of that. I'm going to do more personal exclusive videos on that too. Like the most of it in the paid section is really Lewis and I reviewing TV shows and movies. Because when I started it, that's what the Patreon was about. It was about reviewing entertainment, reviewing shows and movies. So that's what's mainly in the entertainment section. But I'm gonna start doing more social videos, personal social videos on there. So there's that. Relax. It's nothing sinister. At any rate, um, yeah, these guys are groomed into that. I understand you don't want to give these guys, any breaks or whatnot. I get it, but I mean, I've said this before. It's like being a single father. You get your kid like from Friday afternoon to Sunday afternoon. It's practically what, 3 days, 2 days at the most. You cannot override the programming that goes on those other 5 days. You can't override that programming. I mean, you're talking about social pressure, be it in school, in the streets, and at home, and then here you come trying to rewrite the code. I mean, some of it sticks, but not all of it, unfortunately. It's not always the case, but it's usually. Why do you think men be like, hey, you know what? Cool. I'll just pay my child support. I'm not going to deal with you. All right. The court doesn't mandate me to pick up my kid on weekends or nothing. You want to be a poison pill? I'll just pay my child support. And then when the kid gets of age where he feels that they want to talk to me, I'll be right here. I'll tell them everything. What chance does a kid have with that type of situation? Because the mother is so poisonous, the father can literally do nothing with that child. Right. I mean, don't say, oh God, no, but seriously, you got to rewrite the code, the programming. You cannot, and I'm gonna tell you right now, you cannot do it. They are who they're going to be. It's just a matter of the maturity of the kid. At any rate, yeah, this guy, he came from. I mean, just the simple fact that he was dating at 21 years old in college. He's dating a chick that looked like she got what, a 12-year-old child. Even if she was a teen mom at 13 years old, that kid is what? Okay, first and foremost, why would you even consider that? I mean, you at Ohio State, you the starting defensive tackle. You got all types of girls. Trust me, Ohio State. I know people think it's just purely white. No. No. You be on that campus, you see some of everybody on there. Minority black, of course, but you see a lot of Indians. You see a lot of Asians. Okay, you see a lot of Middle Easterns. You see a lot of Hispanic. You see every racial demographic on that campus. It might be like a 55-45 split between white and everybody else. Majority white, because I mean it's Columbus, Ohio. But still, yeah, it is a very diverse campus. Do not be fooled. Why would you pick? Why would you pick a townie out of all these chicks who are trying to find a husband and get a degree? You know what I'm saying? Maybe take your money and start a business for both of you. Something that'll keep her busy instead of just being a vapid little arm candy housewives show contestant in 10 years. Campus is filled with them, and you pick clearly a townie. What are you doing? Oh boy. But women do that too. Remember Random Man from Atlanta? You saw that chick look like she came from a very well-to-do family. Beautiful manicured suburb lawn, and getting into what was it, a Range Rover SUV. Then you see the baby daddy that she was with for 2 years, and it's like,
First off, bro, I think you did an amazing job of laying out your feelings, and I can tell this is uncomfortable because you're not used to being in the space where you're speaking on fellow athletes. But this is an example of you a man first, you're a father, you a husband. You know, I have kids, and I've dated women that has kids, and when you decide to enter a relationship with somebody that has a child, you're not just dating that woman. You know, those kids become part of your responsibility. And if you can't put forth the same type of energy, love, time, and effort towards those kids as you would your own, then you probably shouldn't be with that woman. It takes a village to raise a child. So and that report is true, I don't think she was out of line asking you to help with her child, because that child is now a part of your family and a part of your union. He's 21 years old, and Tyvis alluded to the fact that, you know, you need to go get some help. You know, this is deeper than just football, and this can be the start of a pattern of behavior that can lead to him being in prison or ultimately losing his life. Like, this is Cleveland. You got to know what type of time it is. You got to check the temperature in the room, and you got to move accordingly. You know, I don't really feel comfortable speaking on this myself, but if everything that Jason just laid out is 100% factually true, then he needs to be cut from the Cleveland Browns, because you can't get just a slap on the wrist with this, right? Like, this is very serious. This is very, very dangerous, and this can be traumatizing for those children going forward. This can impact them and how they approach relationships when they get older. Like, when you grow up and you see domestic violence and the verbal abuse, the physical abuse, the emotional abuse, that has an impact on us. And if we don't get the help necessary, we carry that shit until our adult lives, and then it bleeds over into the people that we're attempting to love. So, you know, prayers to everybody involved, and I really hope this dude takes a step back and really just work on him.
You know what help he need? The help he need is to date a woman that he should be dating. Which is a childless woman that's, you know, within his age range. All right, that's got her stuff together. And in all honesty, at this stage of his career right now, he shouldn't be dating at all, because relationships are stressful. What he needs to do is just find a couple of chicks on his roster. Have a couple of chicks on the roster, you know, about 2 chicks that you trust the most. Maybe they comfortable around each other. Hey, yo, I'm coming back from Pittsburgh. We just had a rough game. Can you be at the house? Yeah, I'll be there. All right. She already got the key. Or security will let her in, or the maid, whatever, housekeeper, whatever. About 2 ride or dies. They know what it is. They know what it is. Hit the Cash App or the Venmo or whatever. Maybe get her something nice. Because what's the saying? You don't pay them for that. You pay them to go away. You pay them to go away. If you got to take care of them every now and then you just do what you got to do. But at 21 years old, no, the last thing you need to be dating is a single mother that you done knocked up and had your kid. You ain't even played, and you just played in your first preseason game. So maybe it's come from an innate and unacknowledged desire to save their parent, perhaps. Oh, Oedipus complex. You know what? I have to be honest. That's exactly where it seems like it comes from. Especially from, like, coming up in my era, where dating single mothers wasn't an issue. You know, I mean, it had the issues that are brought forth today. Yes, those were the issues back then. Those were the issues back then. But it wasn't something that a lot of us really talked about as men. Saying cameras everywhere. Yeah, we didn't really talk about it as men before the internet. So you hit that level on me. Yeah, there was no internet. The 90s, when the internet came about, please. Chat rooms was talking about everything but that. If they were not prevalent. It was whatever your mind was focused on at that time. That was it. Remember when Angry Man them first started out, they was, dealing with being single, being single dads or whatever you want to call it. Dealing with child support issues and everything. Minister Japp and them, that was their thing. Those of us that didn't have kids, it wasn't nothing that we was really concerned about. Now everybody's talking about it. This dude, no, he just, in all honesty, he chose poorly. And now he might be done. I mean, I doubt that the Browns would cut him. I wouldn't be surprised if they did, because no other team is going to pick him up. It's not like if the Browns cut him because an NFL suspension is coming, that with as egregious as his actions was with the gun, if the reports are true that he put it to her head and say, I'd end this. I mean, sometimes the truth can be exaggerated. But if that's true, there's some coming back from that. There's no team is going to pick him up. I mean, look at Matt Araiza. He got a deal. He lost the job with Buffalo. He finally going to find out the chick was lying. Exposing for, yeah, she did have a little gang fun, but he was nowhere near then. He never touched her physically. She only remembers seeing him in an alleyway somewhere peeing. That was their biggest interaction, their only interaction, and he was out. I think he quietly signed with the Chargers or something. Only because he was exonerated. This right here, I don't think there's an exoneration. Nobody's going to touch him. He's going to be Ray Rice. But I mean, we'll see. More than likely, what the Browns will do, they'll probably suspend him, and then the NFL will get involved and they'll levy a punishment, and it'll probably run concurrent, and we probably won't see him for a year and a half. Probably won't see him for a year and a half. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know what action the Browns will take next. I don't know what action if the NFL will get involved. I do know, regardless of what's happening on the field, fixing his mentals and getting his mentals in a better state off the field is the top priority for Michael Hall in the immediate future, because to Tyvis's point earlier, whatever started the escalation did not have to get to the level it got to. Nothing in there about a $1,500 dental procedure, whatever it is, equates or justifies the outcome of what, if this police report is 100% factual, what we got. Domestic violence and threats to kill with a gun. Like, that just escalates to a level beyond where anything that you described in the lead up, Jason, should have gotten to. And I like I said earlier, I don't know where the Browns proceed from here. I don't know what the legal procedure necessarily is. I don't think we've heard any of the actual charges yet, Jason, in terms of what he's been booked with or whatnot. But it's a sad situation today for the Browns and everyone involved.
Had he been a 6th round, 7th round pick, undrafted, he'd probably already been released.
Yeah.
The fact he's a 2nd round pick, we'll see what happens. But certainly, I think anything's on the table at this point. And again, they've gone down this road before. They've tried with guys with sketchy character, and it's come back to haunt them a couple of times with Perrion Winfrey,
Malik McDowell, and now obviously with Michael Hall. We'll let the court system play out, but obviously when it shows up in a police report like this, it's not good. So I hope Michael gets the help he needs. I hope the children are okay. I hope the fiance is okay. Yep. The mother's okay. Tyvis, you're right. It's traumatizing for everybody. It's traumatizing for obviously the mother of the child, the mother of the fiance, the children involved. I think about the children involved. It's a tough situation. So we'll continue to update you guys as we get more information. The Browns are off today, right? They won't put out any other statements on this today, right?
No, I doubt it unless they were to release them, and I don't think that would happen today. They're going to let this thing play out a little bit. Kevin will address it tomorrow. He won't say much, and they'll let this play out. He will be arraigned in court. I haven't seen when that'll happen yet. I don't know. I might be out there, but I haven't seen it, and we'll see how this plays out.
I got a question for Tyvis.
Shoot.
Because you are a young man who worked your ass off to make it to the NFL, and things probably didn't turn out the way that you wanted them to, but I know you, and I know you wouldn't put yourself in any situation to kind of have all your hard work washed away. Tyvis, year in and year out, incoming rookie drafted players see examples of what not to do, and you would think that when they get to that point themselves, they'll be like, okay, I done seen numerous examples of I shouldn't go down this path. As a former player, if the Cleveland Browns said, hey, Tyvis, I need you to come in and start hollering at our rookies before we even get started, what would you say to these guys just entering the NFL?
I would tell them, you worked your butt off to get here. You know, you really sacrificed a lot of your time and effort to get here. And it's going to be a lot of things that you're going to see. It's going to be a lot of opportunities that happen. It's going to be stuff that you never even thought could possibly happen. It's going to present itself to you. Try to remember in that moment, because all it takes is one moment. One moment, your whole life can be done in one moment. And then you can give them numerous examples, whether that's you did something bad, it could even be death. We seen guys that's been dying. The one guy from Minnesota died, and So you got to be mindful of how you want to live your life, you know. And it's not worth it. You got to sit back sometimes and realize that it's really small in the grand scheme of things, and it's hard to do when you're 21, 22 years old, and emotions get involved, and you just start acting out of emotion and stuff like that. And you don't realize that your whole life can be gone. So I think for me, how I was able to handle certain things is that I never let something else dictate me ending it all with my career. If I was going to mess it up, it's going to be something that I did on the field. I want to keep everything on the field. And as far as the relationship goes, as far as the fun goes, it'll still be there when you're done playing. It's not going anywhere. It can all wait until after you're done, but you got to keep the main thing. And that should be focusing on how I can be better at this game that I love and how I can put myself in the best position to succeed in this league, because we only got a shelf life. We only got, at best, we got about 6-7 years of good football. And you got to maximize those moments, because once those 6-7 years is over, it's done. Now you can go back and to be the regular civilian that you want to be, but don't let nothing stand in your way of stopping you from being the best to ever play this game. And that's kind of what I would tell them, you know. And you can't.
If you read between the lines, what he would really tell these guys is, yo, you know, don't get married. Don't get married. For the most part, leave these women alone as best as you can. Do not get married. Get you a girlfriend or two. You know, Travis Kelce it. Derek Jeter it. Matter of fact, Derek Jeter should be your best example. Phone's in a safe. Here's a gift basket. Sign this NDA. Goodbye. Because I'm say it again, road to hell is paved with best intentions. Look at, prime example, look at all of your conflicts in life, especially your major conflicts. Look at your major conflicts in life. What were they about and who all was there? And what got you caught up? Were you trying to play the hero? Were you trying to have the best intentions in the situation, trying to deal with it? Look at your greatest conflicts. Who was there and what role did you play? So he is definitely saying, hey, yo, do not make these chicks a priority. Relationships and partying and all that, don't worry about none of that. Concentrate on getting maximum value out of your career. Don't waste your money on silly stuff like cars and clothes and jewelry and girls and whatnot. The average NFL career is 3 years. 3 years. If y'all remember 30 for 30 broke, I mean, they had guys who signed like 80, 90, $100 million contracts. 3 to 5 years later, they broke. Andre Rison, damn near homeless. Do you understand? You spending the money like water. There's a reason why our female counterparts lead the eviction rates at 58%, despite all of the government subsidies set up so that way it wouldn't happen like that. Paycheck to paycheck, but claiming 6 figures. A lot of these dudes come into the game, they're not fiscally responsible. Mike Golick, from the Mike and Mike show all them years ago, those of y'all that remember, he was saying, Mike Golick, he said when he was a rookie for the Eagles, like he was spending his paychecks, he was getting like $50,000 a check, or a month or something like that. Yeah, no, $50,000 a check. He said he was spending the check before the next one came in. He finally got a financial advisor. His agent got him a financial advisor like, yo, dude, and had to put him on an allowance. This dude was spending $200,000 a month like he was Tiffany Henyard. And things were a lot cheaper back then. Carton of eggs was 83 cents. And this dude was spending $200K a month. He was broke. Before the next check came in, $50K a check. Before the next check came in, the following week he was broke. You ain't got time to be wasting no money on no chicks and no parties and nothing like that. That's why they gave these guys the rookie symposiums. They sit up there and tell you all about smart financial planning, dealing with people out in the street, walking away from trouble, dealing with women, the games that they play. Remember, Deion had Brittany Renner come into Colorado and talk like he didn't bring her in there to booty clap. He brought her in there to tell them, hey, look, I'm the type of chick to look out for. These are the games we play. How well of a job she did with that, I don't know. But Deion was thinking ahead. These are, prime college athletes. No matter whether they were good or not, if you on the team, chicks don't throw themselves at you. Your career will probably be over by let's say you play a full NFL career about a good 9 years. Let's say you retire at the age of 35. You got a good NFL pension. If you didn't do nothing wild and crazy, then you should be a multimillionaire at 35 years old. You still in the prime of your life. You got plenty of time to finally settle down and get married or whatnot. You should have ran through so many women that you know what you're looking for by now. You know all the games, all the tricks, all the traps, just from having simple little girlfriends, listening to stories from other players. I don't know. What's up, Detroit 313? Say Derek Jeter should do private consultation for incoming athletes. Yeah, he should. He should. Yeah, he should be paid to do private, them little private consulting. Like, hey, look, because I know Trevor Bauer could have greatly benefited from him. So I guess it just goes to show that most cats can't think beyond their environment. They are taught to be thirsty and worship beating up cooch. I guess so. I know what you mean. Listen. As the saying goes, you lose money chasing women, but you don't lose women chasing money. Yeah, true. Right. She's a Muslim now. This is how Jeff Bezos became a trillionaire after his divorce. Well, I'm worried about it.
And be influenced by other things. What works for somebody else might not work for you. Be your own person. And if you ever get in a situation, just stop and think, is it worth it? Is it worth me losing everything that I work for in this split moment? And if the answer is no, you need to get in your car or walk away as fast as you can before you make that decision. That's what I tell them.
Earl, you want to get some super chats in here? I think we need some sort of divider before we wrap up the show. I don't know how.
Yeah, we are talking.
All right, so let me pause that. I always like this. Look, I know it sounds weird coming from, my upbringing and everything or whatnot, but you learn over time. Like the last girlfriend I had that had a kid was back in 2015? It was back in 2015. It's been almost 10 years. She wasn't a cooker or a cleaner. Like probably the most. Anyway, yeah, I couldn't put up with it. The mental games and trying to play the gymnast. I'm not doing it. No, I'm just not. Life was simpler. I'm not gonna lie. After her, it was so much simpler to just have a friend or two that I could just call up. Hey, look, what's up? What you doing? You coming over? Or better yet, they come see me. Hey, what you doing right now? Like shit, I'm about to get off work. Cool. Hit me when you get home. All right. Okay. Shoot. Take me a shower as soon as I get in the house. I'm here. At any rate. No, that. But outside of that, I mean, first and foremost, you're not gonna have on that whole whatever. You are not gonna have somebody in your house that you were just not give a damn about. That is never gonna happen. I don't care what you say. This guy, for as long as he was dating that chick, let's say a year, that's a year of that, her child being under his care. All right, if not 9 months at the most. clearly he saw something was wrong there with her relationship and her kid with his money, because I guarantee you she probably said to him, oh, you ain't got to worry about taking care of my daughter, I got it. You know, if I ain't got it, her daddy got it. You know, he active in her life, so don't worry, I'll never ask you for any money. You know, I don't need you to take care of my daughter. I'm a strong, independent black woman that don't need no man. Pretty sure she gave him that whole spiel. So now you coming to me, I mean, in all honesty, let's be honest, this is probably the first time she really came to him about a bill. I mean, a bill. And sure, not no, you know, candy drive at school or some Girl Scout cookies or nothing like that. I mean, like, we talking about like $1,500. I don't care if I just signed a $10 million contract. You asking me $1,500 from a kid, you said I ain't have to worry about it. Ask her baby daddy. Why you asking me? You said I ain't have to worry about it, right? Well, he said he ain't got it. Well, then what? Why you asking me? Seriously, I mean, you can really literally see how that played out. He said, let me see. Like, cause this dude act like he ain't got no money for nothing. Let me see. As much as he want to whine and cry, I guarantee you it's a whole bunch of, as much as he always whining and crying, talking about he want to see his daughter and, you know, you taking her there without asking him or whatnot. I want to have her this weekend, or all that BS that be going on in those little relationships like that. Suddenly now he ain't got no money. Y'all can't split it. You know? You ain't got $1,500. Why are you asking me? You see what I'm saying? You ain't got, you as the mother, you don't have $1,500. What about the insurance? Don't he got insurance? And then you find out this whole situation where, you know, you got two irresponsible parents, and now they looking to the outside person to handle their business. And he emphatically said no. When in all honesty, if he could do it all over again, he probably just would have chilled. But it was just something more to it than that in the conversation. But if it wasn't more to it than that at all, then where are we? Is he like sucking it up and just dropping the $1,500 on the car? Or is he gonna let the kid go without because neither parent can come up with his half of $1,500? While she just had his baby, this multi-millionaire at 21 years old. You get put, I'm gonna tell you, look, you get put in bad situations, and the things you try to do to get out of it or trying to be nice, it'll come back and bite you in the ass. It's no different than, you know, trying to break up two people fighting, and next thing you know, both of them are fighting you. No different. The hero's cape is covered in shit. When they say you live long enough as a hero, you eventually live long enough to see yourself become the villain. This was his villain arc. Everybody has one. Now I was just sitting up here thinking, when was my villain arc? I think it was shortly after I moved down here. But you know, The beauty of it, of a villain arc, is that you can either succumb to it or you can recover. We'll see what happens with this guy's career, what he does with his life. You know, I mean, the Browns are definitely, well, the NFL is definitely going to punish him. I don't know what the Browns are going to do. If he has any type of conscience, he'll probably punish himself more than either one of them can do. You know, thinking about it, I mean, that is the mother of his child so far, as we know. We'll see if he gets a DNA test. I know I most certainly would, after going through all that. Like when I catch a breath and when it's really said and done or whatnot, yeah, I would definitely quietly just request a DNA test. If not in the middle of this, to try to, you know, maybe help your case of it being just, you know, momentary, what do they call that? A moment of insanity, temporary insanity case. At least you'll see a shrink and get some months, maybe some probation. Because he looking at a hard time with that gun. All that dragging down the stairs stuff and whatnot. I mean, you can get probation with that, maybe a couple of months, but the gun, no, that's, if what the reports are true, that's, yeah, like what's the name was saying, that's an easy 5 years in PA. I have no idea. In Cleveland, I remember they used to have billboards up in Cleveland when I used to live there, where it was like 8 years mandatory. Whether the gun was loaded, whether you pulled the trigger or not, if you got caught with an illegal firearm, it was all of, especially used in a crime, it was 8 years mandatory on top of what they charging you with. Yeah, so something that probably could have got you a couple of months in jail if you didn't use a gun, or probation, you doing 8 years on top of that. I don't know what it is now. But yeah, that's the news break. Hopefully, what's that? Yeah. And we'll see what happens, but he learned a lesson about. I think he learned his lesson about dating single mothers.